Who does this black woman think she is? Burn in hell. That's where you belong. Karen screamed as she set fire to the black woman's house, leaving her on the street, not imagining she was beginning her own end. In Maplewood Hills, a neighborhood of white houses with perfect lawns and polished cars, lived Karen Whitmore, president of the Homeowners Association. In her 50s, sharp-eyed, she lived for control that on the other side stood Lena Jackson, an elderly black woman whose quiet dignity carried years of endurance. Her children lived far away, and she hoped to spend her last years in peace. It began in the community hall. Karen, as always, took the floor. Neighbors, I've called this meeting because there's an urgent matter. A woman has bought the Miller's house on Magnolia Street. Heads turned toward Lena, seated discreetly in the last row. Karen straightened her back. We can't let our neighborhood lose its essence. She's a black woman who will lower its prestige. Silence fell. Lena's hands tightened in her lap. Karen continued. We all know what happens when those filthy black people move nearby. They're noisy, messy with their so-called culture. Lena lifted her head. Her voice was calm but firm. I bought that house with my savings. I have a right to live here, and neither you nor anyone else decides where I belong. Karen's laugh was sharp. Audacity. Look, little black woman, here we maintain standards, and you don't fit in. Their gazes locked. Some neighbors looked down in shame, but no one spoke up. Karen leaned closer, savoring her cruelty. Paying for a house isn't enough. There's tradition here, a profile, and you don't meet it. Tradition doesn't mean exclusion, Lena replied. I worked hard all my life. I earned this place like any of you. Karen's smile widened. Don't fool yourself. Just because you hold a deed doesn't mean you belong. We'll be watching you. Every visitor, every move. And if you bring your customs here, you'll regret it. Lena's eyes showed restrained pain. You can despise me all you want, but I'm not leaving. No one will take my dignity. Karen whispered through clenched teeth as she left. We'll see, black woman. Neighbors murmured uneasily, but none defended Lena. Racism clung like a toxic cloud, and silence became complicity. That night, Karen watched Lena from her car. She exhaled smoke and whispered, I'll teach her this place isn't for her. The harassment grew. Passing Lena's yard, Karen made loud remarks. Smells like the south of the city here. Embarrassing to have visitors see this. One evening, Lena found a note shoved under her door. Get out, you stupid slave. You don't belong here. Rage and sorrow tightened her chest. Meanwhile, Karen prepared her crime. Gloves, flashlight, gas can. She muttered, Not here, not my neighborhood. At Lena's fence, she drenched the yard and windows in gasoline. She struck a match. This will teach you, filthy black woman. The fire roared alive. Inside, Lena woke coughing. Flames consumed curtains and walls. Wrapping her face with a wet towel, she fought toward the back door. Family photos fell, devoured by fire. At last, she stumbled out, coughing, robe singed, hair covered in soot. Neighbors rushed. Fire. Call the firefighters. Someone wrapped her in a blanket. Lena wept. My memories, everything's gone. Among the crowd was Karen, feigning horror. What a tragedy, she cried, though her eyes lingered on Lena. By dawn, the house was ash. Karen, coffee in hand, thought coldly, it's over. She's gone. This is how you defend a community. But Lena knew better. Sitting on a borrowed armchair, trembling hands clutching water, she whispered, This wasn't an accident. They wanted to erase me. But I won't give up. That afternoon, a black car arrived. Out stepped Marcus Jackson, Lena's son, tall, determined, a government legal advisor. He embraced her. Mom, you're not alone. It wasn't an accident. Marcus, Lena murmured. He tightened his grip. Then we'll prove it. Whoever did this will pay. Karen, meanwhile, congratulated herself. She laughed on the phone. One less house. The neighborhood breathes again. She believed she was untouchable, but Marcus was already working. At the police station, he demanded footage. Traffic cameras, gas stations, everything. His reputation left no room for dismissal. Back at a relative's home, he pored over files, making calls, determined. It wasn't an accident, Mom. I'll prove it. Lena nodded, eyes wet. That woman thinks she won. She doesn't know what's coming. Yet Karen flaunted her triumph. At tea gatherings, she whispered poison. Not sad at all. Those people never belonged here. Now the street is quiet again. She laughed, fearless, convinced no one could touch her. She didn't notice Marcus following the trail she left behind. She didn't realize that every arrogant laugh only fueled the fire against her. And so, as Maplewood Hills rested under its perfect white facades, two forces gathered: Karen's delusion of power and Marcus's unshakable resolve. The confrontation had only just begun. Lena had lost, and yet she had won. What she didn't imagine was that somewhere on a forgotten hard drive, evidence already waited. A woman with a gas can, a flicker of flame, fragments of a crime, soon to be pieced together. One afternoon, standing before two gossiping neighbors, Karen Whitmore let her venom spill. It wasn't just about her. It's about what she represents. Those people bring chaos wherever they go. Better that it's over. The neighborhood was starting to smell different. She laughed loudly, proud of every word. It was like having trash in the living room. Now everything is back in order. She didn't know those words would one day seal her fate. Meanwhile, Marcus sat hunched over his laptop at his relative's desk, combing through traffic camera recordings. Hours passed until one detail froze him. A white car stopped at Magnolia Street the same night of the fire. From it stepped a woman carrying a gas can. The footage was grainy, but the figure's gait was undeniable. His heart raced. There you are, Karen Whitmore. He dug further, obtaining gas station footage from that evening. There she was, Karen, her pearl necklace gleaming under fluorescent lights, paying cash for gasoline. Marcus whispered at the paused image, smile for the camera. Lena entered quietly, stopping at the side of the screen. It's her, isn't it? Her voice cracked, but her eyes were firm. Marcus nodded. Yes, Mom. This wasn't an accident. She did this because she hates you. Tears slid down Lena's face, but when she opened her eyes again, pain had hardened into fire. I won't be silent. She's going to learn she picked the wrong person. That same night, Karen sipped wine by her fireplace, murmuring, everything is perfect. No one suspects a thing. That old woman has nothing. She laughed, certain her crime had vanished into smoke. She didn't know that her downfall was already written in videos, documents, and witnesses. Marcus wasted no time. He assembled traffic logs, gas station footage, and his mother's testimony into a solid case and delivered it to the prosecutor. With influence and persistence on his side, he ensured the matter couldn't be ignored. 3 days later, a knock thundered on Karen's pristine front door. She appeared in her silk robe, masking surprise with arrogance. Officers, what is this? A problem with neighborhood rules? The lead officer didn't blink. Karen Whitmore, you're under arrest for arson and a hate crime. For a moment, her face drained of color before twisting back into a sneer. This is ridiculous. That woman is framing me. But the cuffs clicked shut as she kicked and screamed. In interrogation, she continued, denying everything. It's all edited. Do you think I'd waste my time on her? People like her bring disaster upon themselves. Yet when confronted with the gas station video, her unmistakable form purchasing a can of gasoline, her facade cracked. Silence hung for a second. Then she looked up, eyes blazing. A twisted smile spread across her face. Yes, I did it. So what? That black woman was supposed to burn, but she got lucky. This neighborhood was never for her. It was ours. She slammed the table with her cuffed fists, shouting until her voice echoed off the walls. The officers exchanged looks of disgust, but didn't answer. The poison in her words was enough. Outside, Lena sat waiting with Marcus beside her. The sound of Karen's screams drifted through the hallway. Lena squeezed her son's hand. Relief didn't come in a wave of joy, only a heavy weight slowly lifting. Her home was gone, her nights shattered. But justice had arrived. Not enough to erase the scars, yet enough to stop Karen forever. When officers dragged Karen past, still spitting insults, Lena rose to her feet. Her eyes followed the woman who had tried to erase her with fire. Softly, she whispered, "You didn't erase me, Karen. I'm still here. You'll never break me." The metal door clanged shut. Inside, Karen screamed, blind to the truth that the fire she lit had not destroyed Lena. It had destroyed her. The neighborhood had seen her for what she truly was, and the life she thought she controlled was gone, consumed by the very flame she started.